South America isn't just rainforests and ruins. It's where geography gets, well, weird. Cities boom and die overnight, leaving ghost towns and empty regions sealed off by borders, terrain, and politics. Rivers actually reverse. Deserts bloom and vanish. And honestly, that's just the start. Number 50. The Amazon basin covers 9 different countries and 2.7 million square miles. But it didn't always flow east. It once emptied into the Pacific back when dinosaurs drank from it. Then the Andes formed and the river, reversed. But the jungle isn't the only thing in South America that'll leave you gasping. Number 49. You've heard of Machu Picchu, but almost nobody runs up its nearly 8,000 feet. Since 1996, the Inca Trail Marathon starts at the valleys of Santi, passes the Yacapata ruins, and finishes at the ruins. The record is 3 hours and 23 minutes. Most runners need 5 to 6 hours. Running up a mountain is, yeah, brutal. Living inside one for centuries is something else entirely. Number 48. If you're looking for where the modern world economy was born, you wouldn't expect a mountain in Bolivia. But Cerro Rico, the rich mountain, was so valuable that Potosi was bigger than London at its peak in the early 1600s. Even today, 10,000 miners still work it. But the mountain summit is starting to collapse. Some landscapes are dug up for what's inside them. Others become famous for what grows on the surface. Number 47. The Cano Cristales looks biblical. I mean, it's an entire river that turns red, yellow, green, blue, and black. The colors actually come from a plant called the Macarania clavigera, which blooms and, well, totally takes over the river at certain times of year. Now let's go somewhere that looks like it belongs on a different planet, just higher. Number 46. Of the world's 10 highest cities, 4 are in South America. But the highest major metro of them all is Las, at nearly 12,700 feet. Just how tall is that? Well, it's actually higher than Mount Fuji. And somehow, 2.3 million people live up there. And if Las proves people can live anywhere, Colombia's Pacific coast would like a word. Number 45. Colombia's Pacific coast holds just 2% of the population, and the reason is simple. It's drowning. Some areas get 315 inches of rain a year. That's bad for crops, great for mosquitoes and disease. Add no natural harbors, and it's a coastline that's nearly impossible to build on or trade through. There are still places, though, in South America where history never really ended. Number 44. Even the driest places on Earth have moments where they snap back to life. When the Atacama Desert finally gets rain, the ground basically wakes up from the dead. Hidden seeds explode into fast-blooming grasslands and wildflowers that only last a few weeks before vanishing again, but it mostly happens at higher elevations. Down low, the Atacama stays brutally dry. But while the Atacama comes alive for a few weeks and then disappears again deeper in South America, whole people have stayed hidden for centuries. Number 43. When it comes to uncontacted Stone Age tribes, South America wins easily. Its vast interior is so remote that there are at least 124 uncontacted groups. And that's just the ones we know about. Roughly 95% of the world's uncontacted tribes live here, which is why places like Peru put up warning signs. It's for everyone's benefit. It can be deadly for them and you. Now, let's drop into a place so dry it feels like the world hit the dehydrate button. Number 42. The Sahara is not the driest desert in the world, and it's not Antarctica either. It's Chile's Atacama. Little wonder when it's lucky to get 0.02 inches of precipitation. Some parts of the desert haven't gotten any rain at all for at least 500 years. Yeah, that's just wild to think about. Number 41. At 16,700 feet, Larinata, Peru is the highest permanent settlement on Earth. It's home to about 12,500 people. There's no sanitation, and there's mercury pollution and so much crime. It's actually nicknamed the lawless city of Peru. But people stay for one reason: gold. From gold in the mountains to copper in the desert, people always chase what's buried underground. Number 40, the Atacama isn't completely empty. It's sitting on copper. And in 1915, Chile opened Chuquicamata, the world's largest open-pit copper mine. It built a 25,000-person town until pollution got so bad in the 2000s that everyone was relocated to Calama. The streets are still there, abandoned homes, dust, and a Pinocchio statue on a dead playground. Now, take that same abandoned dream energy and move it deep into the jungle. Fordlandia was Henry Ford's Amazon company town built to pump out rubber needed for his cars. It was complete with a pool, a golf course, tennis courts, and even a movie theater. But, life here was strict. No alcohol, no tobacco, and managers actually went house to house to enforce the rules. The workers revolted in 1930. Today it's just a 3,000-person village. And once people disappear, something else moves in, and it's never what you expect. Because there are so few people, the Amazon is packed with life we still haven't documented. On a WWF expedition from 2014 to 2015, researchers found a new species every other day, including hundreds of plants, fish, amphibians, and reptiles. But that remoteness means some of the wildlife is under threat. And if you like these deep geography dives, make sure to hit that subscribe button. This continent has enough weird geography to last a lifetime. So, here's something pretty wild. South America has a dolphin you won't find anywhere else. It's called the Amazon River dolphin, and it's actually famous for its pink skin. This dolphin lives way out in remote waterways, but even out there, it's still endangered. It's threatened by things like dams, pollution, and sadly being killed for bait. So, even though it might live far from people, it's really not safe from what people do. In 2008, Ecuador became the first country to say that nature had constitutional rights. And, it isn't just symbolic. In 2021, the Constitutional Court blocked mining in Los Pedros Protected Forest, ruling it has the right to exist and flourish. And it doesn't stop at forests. Even mangroves get legal protection from humans. Montevideo has almost 1.8 million people, and salt shakers are basically illegal. The city banned condiments from tables, including ketchup and mayo. With about a third of Uruguay living there, and 40% dealing with hypertension, they're not really taking clear's throat chances. It just kicks everyone out anyway. In May of 2008, Chile's Chaitén was evacuated in a panic. Then a volcano erupted for the first time in 9,000 years. Toxic ash buried the town, and then the flooding finished the job. The water receded, but the people never returned. So, a new Chaitén had to be built from scratch. And if Chaitén proves South America can erase a town overnight, Bolivia has a road that tries to do the same thing, one car at a time. Number 33, the Yungas Road is 40 miles from La Paz to the Amazon. Locals have another name for it, the Death Road. One turn might see you descend by 2,000 feet. There are 200 tight turns without guardrail. Add a little mountain fog and you can see why hundreds were killed on this road every year. And after that kind of disaster, even fast food starts feeling like a bad idea. Number 32. McDonald's only came into Bolivia in 1997 and it didn't go well. Bolivians, preferred their traditional food. The local government wasn't cooperative either. So McDonald's left in 2002 and hasn't been back since. Bolivia is the only country on the continent without a McDonald's. Number 31. In 1499, explorer Arago Vespucci passed through South America and he saw something surprising. Villages built on stilts just like Venice. So he named the place Venezuela, Little Venice. The name stuck and it eventually became Venezuela. Number 30. there is a second Amazon hiding underground, the Hamza River, a 3,700-meter flow discovered in 2011. It runs nearly 1.2 miles deep, then spreads out horizontally, even wider than the Amazon, just slower and thinner. So far we've got a river that flipped direction, a hidden tribe that could kill you, a rainbow river that looks fake, and a city living near the edge of the sky. And somehow, South America is still just getting warmed up. The Sahara is brutal to live in, but it's actually a lifeline for the Amazon. Every year, about 27.7 million tons of Saharan dust drift over, dumping phosphorus-rich fertilizer that, keeps the rainforest alive. Some soil is so rich it even has its own name, Amazonian dark earths. And nobody's really sure if nature made it or if indigenous people did. And if it's wild that the Amazon depends on dust blowing in from another continent, well, Argentina goes even bigger. The biggest dinosaur fossils ever found came from Argentina, the Patagodoton majorum. It was 98 feet long and weighed 70 tons. Paleontologists nicknamed it Maximo. And even though it was found near La Flecha, you'll have to see it at the Field Museum in Chicago. But the weirdness isn't just prehistoric. You'd think Spanish or Portuguese works everywhere in South America? Wrong. Guyana is the only country with English as its official language thanks to British control in 1814. That one switch brought waves of people from India, Africa, China, Europe, and indigenous communities, turning Guyana into one of the continent's most diverse countries. Now to a place where neighbors never knock. What's the rarest thing in Paraguay? Diamonds, gold. Try doorbells. Even in winter, it's around 62 degrees Fahrenheit, and summer hits about 83 degrees. So people keep their windows open. So instead of ringing, you just clap your hands outside, and that's your doorbell. Since 2014, Laos has had a 10-line cable car system, moving 100,000 people a day all the way out to Elto. It's extreme, but still better than rush hour, nearly 13,000 feet in the Andes. Getting people across impossible terrain is one challenge. Digging wealth out of it is another. Colombia is the world's emerald king. The Boyaca department alone produces about 55% of the global market. In 2025, emerald sales hit around $150 million, prized for their vibrant color and clarity, thanks to a rare black shale formation. But the mining boom has poisoned rivers with waste, and now Colombia has to figure out how to dig up treasure without wrecking everything around it. But, South America's strangest geography isn't underground, it's actually drawn right there on the map. Number 23. In South America, every country borders Brazil except Chile and Ecuador. So Brazil touches 10 different nations. Only Russia and China have more land neighbors, with 14 each, which honestly makes Brazil basically everyone's friendly next-door neighbor. And here's one detail that, kind of messes with your whole sense of direction. Number 22. South America really earns its name. Chile's Diego Ramirez Islands are farther south than anywhere on Earth except Antarctica, but the continent barely stretches west at all. Ohio is actually farther west than, most of it. The westernmost point lines up with cities like Aurora and Kent, so a tiny slice of South America actually overlaps Ohio's longitude. Now zoom out even more because, one mountain range just refuses to stay in its line. Number 21. Just how far do the Andes reach? Paradise Islands like Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao are actually mountaintops, leftovers of the Andes hiding underwater. And it doesn't stop there. The rugged islands off Patagonia are also part of the Andes as well, so if you think the Andes are huge, they're actually even bigger than you think. Then there's the river that basically refuses to be contained at all. Number 20. You want a truly weird Amazon fact? There isn't a single bridge over its main channel. In wet season, the river can rise 50 feet and spread out up to 30 miles wide. And the banks shift so much that building a bridge is basically like anchoring concrete to quicksand. And, this isn't even the only way the river fights infrastructure. The Amazon fights engineering, but politics down here can get just as messy. Number 19. Most South American capitals dominate their country's population, but Brazil is the massive exception. Brasilia has about 3 million people, yet that's only 1.4% of Brazil, because Portugal let one huge colony grow into multiple powerhouse cities instead of one main hub. Meanwhile, Spain ran its colonies through separate centers of power. So in many former Spanish countries, one capital metro ended up swallowing the population. Now for one of those traditions that sounds like a prank until you realize it's real. Number 18. Argentina's president has a very weird side job. By law, the sitting president can actually become the godparent of any family's seventh child, if they ask. It's been on the books since 1974, but, some people think it's because of a tradition that seventh children will become a werewolf called the Lobion. If that law feels ancient, wait until you see what a dead industry leaves behind. Number 17. The Atacama is hiding a UNESCO ghost town. The Humberstone and Santa Aura saltpeter works sprang up in the late 1800s, and Humberstone alone housed 3,700 people. Then the saltpeter boom died. The company shut down and the town was abandoned. Now you can still walk through its church and theater, frozen in time in the middle of the desert. Next up, a place where the sky itself just won't stop putting on a show. Number 16. Normally you'd miss a lightning strike if you blink, but not here. At Venezuela's Cotumbo River, where it meets Lake Maracaibo, the sky can fire off around 1.2 million lightning bolts a year, visible 250 miles away. And because mountains box the storm in on 3 sides, it can rage for up to 10 hours over 140 to 160 nights a year, just striking again and again. After that chaos, here's a twist you'd never expect to find in Brazil. Number 15. Believe it or not, there are more Okinawan speakers in Brazil than in Japan.